The Serpent in the Sugar Bowl by Reuben White. The silence in Dr. Lena Mae Johnson's brownstone had become a thick, suffocating blanket since her baby girl, Keisha, flew the coop for Howard University. Lena Mae, a woman whose laughter once echoed through those very halls, now moved through them like a ghost, each creak of the floorboards a mournful sigh. To stave off the loneliness that clawed at her insides, she decided to rent out Keisha's old room. Little did she know, the answer to her prayers would arrive cloaked in shadows, a viper coiled beneath a veneer of vulnerability. Her name was Brianna, or so she said. A wisp of a young woman with eyes that darted like trapped birds and a story as flimsy as a moth's wing. She'd spun a tale of bad luck and eviction, her voice barely a whisper, tugging at Lena Mae's generous heartstrings. "Child, you look like you ain't had a decent meal in weeks," Lena Mae had said, her heart bleeding for the girl. "Come on in, sugar. We got room at the inn." But Brianna wasn't who she claimed to be. Beneath the guise of a down-on-her-luck soul lurked Shaniqua Nikka Rivers, a girl whose dreams of attending the hallowed halls of Howard had been dashed, a wound that festered like a deep cut. Nikka and Keisha had been academic rivals in high school, each vying for the coveted spots in top-tier universities. Nikka, sharp as a tack and hungry for success, had felt the sting of rejection from Howard like a slap across the face. And in the bitter stew of her resentment, one ingredient stood out: Lena Mae. Rumors had swirled through their tight-knit community like dust devils, whispers of Lena Mae's influence, her connections as a respected doctor, greasing the wheels for Keisha's acceptance. Nikka had dismissed them at first, attributing Keisha's success to her own hard work. But when the rejection letter landed on her doorstep, heavy and final, doubt had taken root, blossoming into a poisonous certainty. Keisha hadn't earned her spot, it had been handed to her on a silver platter, courtesy of her mama's pull. Nikka felt like her future had been snatched right out of her grasp, leaving her stranded in the backwoods of her aspirations. Now, living under the same roof as the woman she held responsible, Nikka's heart was a pressure cooker of simmering rage. Her sweet smiles for Lena Mae were nothing but a mask, a carefully constructed facade hiding a mind plotting like a chess grandmaster. Every shared meal, every polite conversation, was a step in her intricate game of revenge. Lena Mae, bless her oblivious heart, saw only a quiet, grateful young woman. She'd often reminisce about Keisha, showing Nikka pictures, her voice laced with a mother's pride. Each anecdote was like a knife twisting in Nikka's gut. "Keisha always had a head for books," Lena Mae would say, beaming. "Smart as a whip, that girl." Smart as a whip she was, Nikka would think, her smile tightening just so. Smart enough to have her mama pave the way. The first sign that something was amiss was subtle, a whisper in the wind. Lena Mae's prized collection of antique brooches, heirlooms passed down through generations, started disappearing one by one. At first, she chalked it up to absent-mindedness, the fog of loneliness, playing tricks on her memory. But when her favorite diamond stud vanished from her jewelry box, a cold dread began to creep into her heart. Then came the unsettling incidents. A gas burner left slightly ajar. A bottle of cleaning fluid mysteriously moved from under the sink to the countertop. Small things, easily dismissed as accidents, but they pricked at Lena Mae's nerves like persistent gnats. She started locking her bedroom door at night, a habit she hadn't felt the need for in years. Nikka, meanwhile, played the picture of innocence, offering sympathetic ears and concerned glances. "Oh, Dr. Johnson, that's awful. You think someone's been in here?" Her wide, innocent eyes were a masterful performance, worthy of an Oscar. The tension in the house thickened, heavy as humidity before a summer storm. Lena Mae started seeing shadows in the corners of her eyes, hearing phantom footsteps in the dead of night. The once comforting familiarity of her home now felt menacing, each room holding a silent threat. She felt like a fly caught in a spider's web, the silken threads tightening imperceptibly around her. One sweltering afternoon, Lena Mae received a frantic call from Keisha. Her scholarship was in jeopardy. An anonymous tip had been sent to the university, alleging that her admission was based on false pretenses, citing Lena Mae's alumni status and insinuating undue influence. Keisha was distraught, her dreams suddenly hanging by a thread. Lena Mae's blood ran cold. This wasn't random, this was deliberate. The pieces of the puzzle clicked into place with a sickening finality. The missing brooches, the unsettling incidents, the attack on Keisha's future, it all pointed to one person, Brianna. Or rather, Nikka. The realization hit her like a ton of bricks. The sweet, vulnerable girl she had taken in was a wolf in sheep's clothing, a serpent she had foolishly welcomed into her sanctuary. The sugar bowl of her kindness had been poisoned with the venom of revenge. Lena Mae knew she had to tread carefully. Confronting Nikka directly could be dangerous. She needed proof, solid evidence to expose the viper in her midst. She started paying closer attention, her senses heightened, her eyes peeled for any clue. She noticed Nikka's intense interest in Keisha's life, the way her eyes would gleam with a strange satisfaction whenever Lena Mae mentioned her daughter's struggles. One evening, while Nikka was supposedly out looking for work, Lena Mae decided to do some digging. She went into Keisha's old room, the space now occupied by her betrayer. Her heart pounded in her chest like a drum as she began to search. Underneath the mattress, tucked away in a dusty shoebox, she found a meticulously kept scrapbook filled with newspaper clippings about Keisha's academic achievements, alongside articles detailing Lena Mae's career and her involvement with Vanderton's Alumni Association. But it was the last few pages that sent a shiver down her spine. They contained printouts of emails, anonymous messages sent to Howard University, laced with malicious accusations against Keisha. And the return address on one of the discarded drafts? A local internet cafe, the same one Nikka had mentioned frequenting. The truth was laid bare, stark and ugly. Nikka hadn't just wanted revenge, she wanted to dismantle Lena Mae's life piece by agonizing piece, starting with her most precious possession, her daughter's future. Lena Mae felt a surge of anger, hot and fierce. This wasn't just about a stolen dream anymore, this was a calculated act of malice, a betrayal that cut deeper than any knife. She knew she couldn't let Nikka get away with this. She had to protect Keisha, to reclaim her peace, to exorcise this demon from her home. But Nikka was clever, a shadow that seemed to anticipate her every move. As Lena Mae plotted her next step, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was playing a dangerous game, a game where the stakes were higher than she could have ever imagined. The serpent in her sugar bowl had shown its fangs, and Lena Mae knew that getting rid of it wouldn't be easy. This was a battle of wits, a deadly dance where one wrong step could have devastating consequences. And as the night deepened, casting long, ominous shadows across her once safe home, Lena Mae knew that the real drama had only just begun.